The reason we're laughing and joking is because Anabella was on my show a couple of years ago, and she was on and off, and we actually had an astrology corner where we would talk all about astrology and all the new moon and all what's going on, and the red moon, the blue moon, the
and
whatever moon.
And the international connections you talked about.
And the international connections that we have. Now, since about a year now, or maybe longer, you moved back to Mexico.
I have. I've been living in San Miguel de Allende in Mexico City, and I continue doing the wonderful, international life coaching and getting people excited about what is the moon doing, how does it affect our biorhythm.
The only reason I had her on the show because I want to find out what is the moon up to. It's been a few different things.
Well, right now it's descending. Right now it's a descending moon.
I hope I'm not descending with it. I don't want to descend ever. Mm-hmm. So what's going on?
Well, right now, I'm promoting a lot that I'm in a book, a brilliant book called it's called Fashion, Beauty, and Portraits by Clive Aerosmith. And it has to do with all the people, the iconic personalities that made a mark in the 20th century. So everybody from the Dalai Lama to the Rolling Stones, Jeff Beck, Henry Kissinger, myself, they dedicated two pages to me because I was the first Mexican Vogue Model.
The book I think she's talking about is little different paragraphs of all different celebrities, right?
Totally.
So it's a very big
book.
But there's a lot there's a lot of people actually involved in the book.
Oh, totally.
Because the reason I know that is because I had a book written about, I think it was 10 women or something, and I was one of the 10 women. So I know the sort of book that they're writing and everything.
This book is already out. It just won 6 prizes in New York, London, and Paris, and it's got to do with Clive's photography. And it has, I tell you, everybody from Paul McCartney, Henry Kissinger, Twiggy, Pat Cleveland, anybody who made their mark during the 20th century.
Yeah.
Now, I had the honor to be featured in the book because I was the first Mexican Vogue model, and the only first Mexican girl working in Paris with the big designers, with Karl Lagerfeld, who's just left us, with Yves Saint Laurent, with all the great houses.
Fascinating, isn't it? Because we don't normally meet people like you that were sort of in that era of sort of, it was really fashion then. I don't know if we have fashion the same way now as we did then. Then it was more dressy and more women dressed up, or they were far more glamorous then. But I still think we have a little bit of fashion.
Well, I say this in a couple of interviews that I've done. I've said, the young people, the young women are wearing our fashions today.
They are?
Absolutely.
Where?
What we wore, what we wore, if you see high fashion, any high fashion, you see that they're only repeating what we did back in I was a model in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yes.
And I noticed that the fashion is there. And then the music. Yes. The music, the music of our time. Look at this movie that just won, the young man who won the Oscar, Rhapsody in Blue. It's amazing how.
Oh, that was Gaga who won she won the music award.
Well, she won the music, but
he won the acting.
Yeah, the acting, because interesting. I was living in London when Queen was doing its thing, and right now I'm about to do a documentary in Mexico City by some wonderful cinematographers who worked with the movie Roma.
Yes.
They worked with Cuarón, who won Best Director. We're going to do a documentary of my life as a rock muse, with my time with Eric Burden, with Jackson Brown, knowing the Rolling Stones, and all these people.
She's fascinating. She knows all these people.
Well,
you know more people than I know, and I know a lot of people.
But she does too.
Yes, I do. That's true.
Me and Ninon became friends because we came from a similar background.
Yes.
When I met her 4 years ago, it was like this clique of, here's a woman who gets me.
Yeah, I understand everything she's talking about because I was there. I did the same thing. Yes, I did the same thing.
You were an iconic beauty, and you are an iconic woman still.
Thank you very much. Well, yeah, I've done very well with the show, actually. The show Vegas Live with Ninon is doing extremely well, and I have to thank everybody out there, because without you out there, nothing happens. So nothing happens without you, which is one of my very favorite sayings. But like you come in and you give us what's going on in in what happened in the old days, and now it's coming out in a book as to how it was, and people love to see
and
that.
you know, I want to correct that. It's not the old days. It's a timeless time, and this is why Elton John is about to do his movie's just being released, and this is why this Rhapsody in Blue did so well, and this is why, because the time that you lived and that I lived is really happening now. It's timeless. It's almost like the musicians of the 17th century. That Mozart's music is happening today. We still play that music, and I believe that the music of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, look, the Stones are touring the world.
They're still about. I mean, come on.
Absolutely, because what we created in that time, Ninon, doesn't have a time limit.
I don't think life has a time limit, because life continues all the time. So where is the limit? Is it going to suddenly cut off at 100 years? No, it's a continuation. But I think with fashion, I think, there's only so many things you can do with clothes. There's only so many clothes you can wear, so much stuff you can do. But also each country has, like India has its way, Asia has its way. They all have their different culture of clothing. England, I don't know what we are. We're just, we're high fish.
England are great trend centers.
Yeah, they are.
They really are, especially in the pop culture. In Mexico City, women dress a lot.
At night they dress up. At night they dress up. Totally. There's no flip-flops or jeans or tennis shoes around at night.
Dress for each occasion. If you have a casual day, you do. If you're going to have a luncheon, you do. And if you're having a cocktail party or something, you wear the clothes. And this is what I love about our culture. And Mexico City. It's so happening right now. Mexico City right now is the new Berlin. And I have that honor to be able to
be a part of it.
To be a part of it.
You're part of the whole thing. You're part of the culture. You're part of what's going on there. But that's also a very fashion. Mexico has its own way of dressing, its own culture and everything.
We follow the French a lot. We do follow the fashion, and we follow the French.
Yes.
I notice Mexico City women are more in tune in what's going on in fashion than the American women.
Yes.
The American women are a little behind.
I think the cities is Chicago, New York. That's about Boston, maybe. But those are about the three main cities where they actually the fashion still stays. Most of the other, like Florida and everywhere, it's very casual. Everything has become very casual.
I think
Vegas is really, really casual, and I'm disappointed with that. But and Los Angeles is casual and I think it's to do with the weather. You don't have to dress up. I don't know what it is. The mentality.
I get to Las Vegas and I want to dress up. If we go out one of these nights while I'm here, I want to be dressed.
Oh, we're going to be dressed up. Now, what's going on with the moon and what's going on? We're now we're coming into March. So what are we coming into? What is the sign?
All right, great. So I continue doing this wonderful life coaching and astrology and all that, and I get wonderful people seeking out my wisdom of what is going on with the rhythm. I've always taught that in a new moon is when you plant a seed.
Okay.
In a crescent moon, you continue to nurture that project. On the full moon, you max out the energy. Now, right now we're in a descending moon.
We're descending.
And our new moon
Where are we descending to?
Right. We're descending means that this is a great time to lose weight. When the moon is descending, it's a great time to lose weight. It's a great time to close a project. It's a great time to let go of a lover. If you're done with a relationship, this is a time to break up.
Oh, I remember that.
It's a great time to break up. Yeah. And I always tell people, never start a project on a descending moon. You want to wait till the new moon, and the new moon will be on the 6th of March.
6th of March, so it's only like a week away.
Yes, there's a new moon in Pisces.
And Pisces I always think Pisces are swimming in opposite directions.
Yes. It's like the slippery fish. You can never catch. Anybody who's a Pisces, that you're dealing with a Pisces, is going to be always, as I always say, it's either a little piranha going this way or a salmon going the other way.
Well, the salmons jump. I'm a Gemini.
Oh,
don't say it like she goes, that sounds terrible.
She's a charming Gemini, And the Gemini, you never know if you're dealing with 2 people, 4 people, or 8 people.
Oh, I always thought it was 2 people. Now I've got 8 people.
Yeah.
Well, I can understand that too. Because I can change my mind in a split second. I can be like this in 1 minute, and then all of a sudden, if there's a one word or something said, I can flip that.
No.
That's not good, but sometimes it's very good.
Well, you know what it is with the Gemini energy and you being a Mercury ruler is that you will always be young. You're eternally young, and I told
I
you
love
that before.
That is the best thing I've ever heard today.
Well, look at your condition. You know, no matter what, there's always a smile, even if it gets tough. She's always smiling.
I always
about
smile.
it.
That's for sure.
I remember one day you gave me some great advice years ago. You said to me, I said something about, I'm upset about something. Because Anabella, always take the positive road. Take the positive road.
Take the positive road, because it really doesn't matter in the end. The only person you're going to upset feeling sad and angry and horrible is yourself. So forget all that, because I don't carry grudges. I don't carry anything that anybody has done to me. I do not carry it. It disappears. I don't forget it, but it disappears, and there's no point in going on if somebody has done. I mean, somebody did something to me last night, absolutely awful. Have I forgotten? Yeah, I don't. It's yesterday. I will put it all back together again and make it perfect. How can anybody get hold of you to get astrology and new moons and all this lovely stuff?
Well, I'll be here in Las Vegas for a month, and I'm going to be offering these private sessions, these life coaching sessions. My direct number is 702-645 0030, and I have a great website called lifewithanabella.com, where you can see my background, what I'm offering, and above all, that I'm so excited about Life's Eternal Glamour, my book, my project, and we'll be back.
Oh, you'll be back on. She's got a producer. She wants to be back on again, so that's coming back on again.
Back with Tom Hillary.
Anabella, always good to have Anabella here. A lot of energy, a lot of stuff going on with her. And even though she's in Mexico, she's now here. And we're going to be. Well, you'll see us around town. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.